I'm here with Dr. Mehrhof. And how old are you, Dr. Mehrhof?
59.
59, so almost closing on 60.
Oh, please don't
Going
say
strong.
That. Going strong.
Going strong, though. It's okay. So I'm going to ask you some questions. I know that you're physically active. As you can see over this entire wall, you got a lot of dance pictures.
Yeah, and I have my marathon medals.
All these medals. Pretty exciting. So just wanted to ask you, why are you physically active?
Well, my profession, being a physical education professor, kind of demands that, but of course I would do it anyway, and for health reasons. And as you age, your metabolism slows down and things begin to happen to your body, so you try to stay as active as possible.
Okay. When did you start your exercise pattern?
I would say that if I had a regular exercise pattern, it was in my 20s.
Okay.
Started there. I mean, I was active in high school playing on basketball and, athletic teams, but that was, you did it because you were supposed to be active, but when the summers came, you just did whatever you wanted to.
Okay. Is there a specific reason why you started?
Being active?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the profession that I'm in requires it because, I became a certified aerobics instructor, a dance educator, so when you're in the studio, 8 hours a day, it just happens.
Just happens automatically because you're teaching.
That's right, and so and then you just begin to span out to other things, jogging and working out with friends and teaching aerobics classes, 4 or 5 a day. That just about helps you stay in condition, and you just begin to establish a pattern that way.
Okay, awesome. So would you say your exercise regimen would be just going to class every day, teaching those dance classes, and teaching those aerobic classes? Is that what you
mean currently?
Yeah.
Okay, currently I don't teach aerobics classes anymore because when I became the department chair, they were taken away from me, and of course I took them away because I didn't have time to do it.
Yep. So
now my regimen is more of maybe attending some aerobics classes, doing aerobics at home for myself. I take ballet bar occasionally, not as much as I would like to, but I walk when I'm in training about 40 miles a week. I'm not in training at the moment. I train over the summers, and mostly during the winter it's treadmill, that sort of thing. But I do still continue to do half marathons, walking half marathons.
Okay, awesome. Has being physically active changed your life?
I guess it probably has been my life. I don't know if it's changed my life, but it has been what I have done for the last 40 years. And so it's a good thing. I think I've been successful at it, but it's been just one of those things that because I get to do it every day, it becomes a priority, and it also is something that a lot of people don't get to do. And so they have to find a gym. I already have a gym sitting right downstairs, so it's kind of a nice thing.
Okay. How do friends and family react to your physical activity lifestyle?
Well, when I started the marathon training, most of my family thought I was nuts. They did. My mom said, "Oh, you're going to do what?" I said, "Well, at that time I was doing full marathons. You're going to walk how far, and why are you doing that?" So they thought I was nuts. But both of my sisters have gone with me, not to participate, but to stand at the finish line and cheer me on, or to help me eat the spaghetti the night before or whatever. So after a while, they became very supportive. Most of my family has no idea what it takes to do, physical activity, because most of them are not very physically active at all. So they tolerate me.
So they tolerate you. Okay, that's a good way to put it. Have you ever felt disengaged from family and friends?
Not really disengaged, except, when I was really in training for the full marathons. You spend a lot of time on the weekends. You're out there for 6 hours, 8 hours just walking, by yourself, and so it takes time away from going to visit my family or, whatever I would happen to be doing at home. So it's, if that's the disengagement, I guess, would just be the time spent for what I've chosen to do. But no disengagement, they don't support or anything like that.
Well, that's good. Let's see. How do you think mature people are treated with respect to places to be physically active?
Well, we mature people, I believe there are some things that in like the gyms and Emporia forget about mature people. There's a weight training and there's treadmills and Stairmasters and all of that type of thing. But I think, and I was guilty of this myself when I was younger, that within the classes they don't realize that the mature people, as you have stated, have the same level that they can do, that the 20-year-olds can do, and the mature people forget that we're 20. And so we try, and then we end up with sore muscles, but a lot of the instructors of aerobics classes or spin classes and that sort of thing, just they keep going and they don't really offer much assistance to the mature people. But I do think there's facilities that you can, if you know how to do it, it's fine. If you don't, there's potential for great injury, or they just stop going because it's too difficult, or they don't fit in, they don't wear the right clothing, they don't look the same as everybody else in class, so sometimes it's difficult for them.
Okay. What kind of things do you think prohibits mature individuals from participating in physical activity?
A lot of time. It takes some time, so you have to set a priority to do that, I don't think it's particularly money. I think, mature people have established themselves, and so they have some amount of money. I think it's not knowing, have not been doing it for their whole life, so they don't understand what they need to do, or where to go, what to ask for. So I think that stops them, but a lot of them will just say it's too time consuming. I want to be with my family. When I get home from a full day's work, I'm just too tired to go. But little do they know, if they went, they might have more energy.
Yeah.
But I think those are the main things.
Okay. And then our last question. What are your views of people over the age being physically active? So meaning, for example, is golf okay, but scuba diving is not? What are the reasons for their views?
Oh no, I think just about any physical activity is fine. You have to understand your own physical limitations. I've watched my friends jump off of the bungee cord. I'm not that kind of person, but I've watched them, and they, in their 50s, some people would think I'm nuts going, and doing marathons all the time, even though I'm not running anymore. Anything that you feel comfortable doing, and that it's not going to injure you, that because it's too difficult or that sort of thing. Rock climbing, scuba diving, dancing, of course, spinning, whatever it is. Just if you have the ability and you want to do it, do it.
That's a good way to put it. That's a great way to put it. So
thank you.
Thank you for letting me interview you. And,
absolutely.
I loved your responses. They're great. I really appreciate you taking the time and talking with me. So.
And this is for Dr. Fitzpatrick.
This is for Dr. Fitzpatrick.
Okay, well, thank you very much for coming up and spending some time with me also.
Thank you so much.